India ARIE responds to backlash in terms of her comments about Young Miami song, but I feel like the bigger issue is the fact that she defended DIDDY and now has a hit record. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking India ARIE as well as Young Miami and this whole thing that is blown up about Young Miami's song Spin That. So this is coming from Complex, and it says the following. India ARIE doubles down on Spin That and music executives' criticism. Make wise choices, y'all. ARIE recently suggested that she wasn't a fan of Young Miami's Spin That and questioned people celebrating the legacy of Clive Davis. India ARIE has doubled down on her criticism of Young Miami's Spin That and the legacy of the late music executive Clive Davis. In a video post shared on her Substack titled Clarity, Coercion, Celebration, the Grammy-winning singer-songwriter clarified that she doesn't think people should boycott Miami's rising hit, but she does think listeners need to be more aware of what they're supporting. She has also used the opportunity to celebrate the 20th anniversary of her third studio album, Testimony Volume 1, Life and Relationship, but stressed that it was wrongly reported that she was the one calling for a boycott of the song. I did not call for a boycott. I commented on someone's thread calling for a boycott, she said. I think people should learn how to do what's best for them. That's what I want for people. I want you to have an understanding of what is good for you and to have the love for yourself to do it. That's what I want. But also, who cares what I want for you? I know what I want for me, and I do what's best for me. I think people need to just make choices for themselves. The four-time Grammy Award winner co-signed a Threads post that called for a boycott of the track. I believe it is degrading to our culture, the user wrote. At some point, we have to take seriously the power music has over our perception and the values that it reinforces. This can't be the song of the summer. A. Marie responded and suggested that she's not a fan of Spin That either. I spent my entire adult life caring way too much, she wrote, because I finally learned that not everybody cares with a capital C, and explaining it to them is not going to make them care. Everything you listen to or see or eat is going to influence you, so make wise choices all. She also addressed recent comments that she made about the late Clive Davis in a series of posts on Threads after his death on June 22nd at 94. Any dominant record label in which Clive Davis was at the top for, 5 decades, hurts a lot of artists getting there, she wrote at the time. When people about the music industry and they talk about it being so awful, it is the record label executives that do that. The point I'm making is that no record label executive who is dominant in this business is ethical. She also said that she has plenty of negative experiences with music executives, detailing a story about when she was told that she looked too muscular and looked like Serena on the original cover of Testimony Volume 1. The record was released by Motown, which Sylvia Rhone was the president at the time, and while she didn't initially name the music executive directly, she let her late Rhone's name slip when describing how she went behind her back to get Akon on a remix of I Am Not My Hair, despite A. Marie not wanting to work with him. Also, I saw as well on the Neighborhood Talk a couple of people that also wanted to get into this and speak on this as well. I saw that Trick Daddy basically said as well that now his was vulgar, saying this is why I won't stick my DICK in one of you old 304s. If you shape like me, don't talk down this lady, you bad breath witches with a B. Let her get her money. Now, here is the thing. Ultimately, we don't got to be disrespectful like this. We don't have to make commentary like this. I don't feel that that was necessary. I feel that was inappropriate. Lisa Ray has said on Carlos King's platform that she is conflicted on participating in the Young Miami Spin That challenge because she doesn't believe in the lyrics, but also wanted to have fun because she said that she can spend that SHIT, and she beat spending that SHIT. And then also as well, Uncle Luke responds as well, and he basically said the following: that if all music were Jill Scott, India Arie, and Afrocentric, we would be bored as FUCK, right? I don't know why Jill Scott is catching a stray, or Afrocentric or Neo Soul is catching a stray. And low key, some of Jill Scott's music is freaky deaky. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So what are we talking about, Uncle Luke, and your music? It's freaky deaky. You know what I'm saying? Like here's the thing. Here's the bottom line, right? I feel like people pick and choose when they want to critique music. There, I said it. But here is the thing. Music on all variations of the spectrum have been around since the beginning of time. You've had wholesome music, you've had raunchy music, you had music that used to be innuendos, now is flat out, you know what I'm saying, cuss words and all of this and all of that. But it sounds like, to me, what it sounded like, at least from my interpretation, I wanted to give additional background in this People magazine article to kind of like tie this all together. And it says, India Arie doesn't like Young Miami spin that. Everything you listen to or see or eat, you know what I'm saying, is going to influence you, which we talked about in the Complex article. However, she basically said that this is climbing the charts. She said that ultimately it's impacting mass acceptance into the culture, and it's a larger problem. And basically the song came out in April. Spin That came out in April. It opens up with a dedication, all my scammers and my get money, which is with a B, and features lyrics about getting money and spending it. The song has already reached number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sparked a sing-along in the crowd at the 2026 BET Awards when Young Miami, whose real name is Carisha Brownlee, hit the stage as a presenter. India Arie, whose full name is India Arie Simpson, had first commented in what we had referenced earlier in the video. But also, Young Miami had a decision. She also did a defense letter of her ex, Sean Diddy Combs, amid his allegations of SA, which the rapper previously defended in a March interview with The Breakfast Club. I finally realized that not everybody wants to get free, wrote India Arie, and it was a very, 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 very rude awakening, shaking my head, because the mass acceptance of this song is a crystal clear sign of this much bigger truth. And ultimately, she said as well that, I think that was it, because I feel like we kind of touched on everything else. The other thing she said was, as a person who really thought we were supposed to be working towards world peace, I had to really recalibrate. I don't think humanity is meant for peace. The rude awakening I speak of came over the last 6 years. I learned that it is not my place to help anybody do anything. It is my place to be myself, and I'm always going to do that. She said while she doesn't like the song Spend That, she doesn't need to, enjoy, need to, in order for others to enjoy it. I wouldn't be addressing this again. And then also, I believe the producer for the original track was putting out a remix that was having the beat to India Arie song Radio. Here's the thing. I think the bigger issue, the bigger elephant in the room that the people, you know what I'm saying, don't want to talk about is the fact that Young Miami put out a letter in support for Diddy. And now she's got a hit record. Right? She's got a hit record, and everybody's kind of just like forgot of that aspect. And then we forgot about the aspect as well, how Usher was walking back previous Diddy comments, and now y'all all going out in droves to see him and Chris Brown in concert. I feel like the thing of it is, I feel like the bigger issue is less about the song, because I didn't know India Arie also gave commentary on the Diddy of it all. And that seemed to be glossed over. But I feel like music as a whole, there's going to be songs that you like, there's going to be songs that you dislike, right? And ultimately, India Arie puts out different types of music. She's not going to put out music like Young Miami, right? But I feel like we all have the options, you know what I'm saying, to listen to what we want to and not want to listen. But a criticism of rap, you know what I'm saying, especially once, we've seen this every decade. We've seen this every decade where there has been criticism of rap music. There's been criticism of hip hop, whether it's too much calling women's the B word or 304s, where it's too much talking about sex, that it's not intellectual rap, it's not educational rap, and everything else. People got mad at when sampling became huge. People had issues with sampling of older records and this and that, wanting people to be original. Like, there's been all types of waves, right? I think the problem in hip hop now is that people are just looking for a quick hit. People are just looking for a quick hit, a quick way to make some shmoney. And you know what I'm saying? You can argue as far as what the actual content of the lyrics are. If the lyrics are of anything of substance or not, or if it's just got a hot beat or a hot challenge associated with it, you're going to ignore the lyrics and participate in it. I feel like there's several layers to this conversation, and I feel like it's bigger than whether India Arie likes the song or not. And I feel like this got blown way out of proportion than what it needed to be, all because India Arie said something. Which to me, what would indicate to me that you hold her opinion in high regard if y'all are reacting like this. If y'all are coming out the woodwork to say something. Because I feel like the bigger story is her comments on, the Diddy of it all. I feel like that's the bigger story than her just co-signing somebody's post on Threads that, she's not really feeling the song. And for everybody in the audience to do a sing-along with it at the BET Awards, I mean, that's where we're at. That is where we are at right now, where people are going to hop on what's trending, what's viral, and anything else. Does this mean that it's going to have lasting success for Young Miami's career? I don't know. I just know it's a trending topic right now. It's a trending song right now. And people either like the song or they hate the song, or they like the beat and they hate the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I feel like we're just in a time right now where nobody can say anything. Nobody can have a difference of opinion. You know what I'm saying? And if it's somebody putting out a hot record or a record that's climbing the charts, if you come out in opposition, you're going to say that you're a hater. But I feel like this has been happening since the beginning of time, especially when it comes to music, especially when it came to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But we go through this every decade. We go through this every decade with hip-hop in particular. We went through this with R&B music as well, when R&B music used to be subtle, used to be about innuendos. Then ultimately, people are just saying whatever in the R&B music. Then we had trap R&B, where people were not really singing anymore and mixing the rap singing stuff. And then we had a lot of R&B artists that were doing the EDM stuff, and people felt that they were going away from their roots and just trying to go for the quick buck and the quick cash. Like, I feel like music as a whole, there's been positive and negatives in this music industry in terms of what they want us to consume versus what we actually consume. But here's my thing. If you don't like the song, you don't have to consume it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to listen to it. You can stream and listen to whatever song you want to listen to. But I do agree with Lisa Ray. I'm not a fan of the lyrics, so to speak, right? I'm not a fan of the lyrics, but I'm also the Diddy of it all. I'm also not a fan of, because I knew how much Diddy put in to make Young Miami pop. With the podcast, with all of these things, and for it being glossed over, her writing that letter for Diddy, and for her to come out with a hit after it, it kind of feels like low key, high key. If you defend Diddy, if you walk back comments on Diddy, now you can be a superstar. Now you can have a hit record, and I don't feel like people. I feel like that is the bigger conversation, not what India Arie said about the song. The bigger conversation is how people are keeping themselves relevant and not getting themselves blackballed by defending Diddy is the bigger story, is the bigger thing that y'all should be asking yourselves. That if you come back and defend Diddy, if you write a letter on Diddy's behalf, if you walk back previous comments about Diddy and are granted a co-headlining stadium tour, that is a bigger problem, as far as I'm concerned. But nonetheless, that is it for this video. I need y'all to do me the biggest favor, and that is to hype Hype the video, please. There is that. That is it. That is all. Es todo es final. Es finito. Es the end of the road. See in the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.